Hi everyone, welcome back to Basic for Beginners. Previously, I have discussed different techniques of machine learning like supervised, semi supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. These are the techniques through which machine learns something. But what exactly is a machine learning and how is it able to predict the output? Now, that is what constitutes algorithms. There are different algorithms used in machine learning. One of them is regression. Regression actually forms an equation between given input and output values. Now, if the output is a continuous variable or numbers, then the regression is called linear regression. But if the output has only two values like 0 and 1, male and female, true and false, then the regression is called logistic regression. Now, I won't dive deeper into it because I've already explained these concepts in the previous video, but I will give the link of those videos in the description box below. The next algorithm is classification. As the name suggests, classification is where data is divided into different categories or classes. Now, these classes are already defined by the user. And it can have two classes like cat and dog or multiple ones like red, blue, and yellow. So, for classification, different tools are used like naive Bayes, support vector machine, k nearest neighbors, etc. A naive Bayes is based on Bayes' theorem about conditional probability, which means the probability of A to occur if B has already occurred. For example, what is the probability of rain if sky is cloudy? So according to the Bayes theorem, this is how the calculation is done from the obtained data. Naive Bayes assumes that the features that define the class are independent. This assumption does not exist in Bayes' theorem, and that is why it is called naive Bayes. Suppose now I have two classes, lion and tiger, and I have defined features like colors and stripes. Now, naive Bayes will assume that these features are independent and will calculate the probability that a next input is present in one of the classes according to this formula. Now, here numerator values will come from the previous data points which are already given by the users which have input and output values both, whereas denominator will come from the current input data whose output we have to predict. Next tool is support vector machine or SVM. It actually creates a division between two data sets which is called a hyperplane, whereas a dotted line is present as a margins of that hyperplane. Now the data points that lie on the hyperplane are called support vectors. Now SVM, it tries to increase the boundary of the hyperplane as much as possible to create as much distance between the two data sets or two classes as much possible. Based on this, SVM classifies the input. This is how SVM works in brief. Now, in k nearest neighbor, based on a training dataset, classes are already defined. What k nearest neighbor does is it takes the input data point and calculates its distance from the other data points to put the input in a particular class. K is a value that is defined by the user. Now, if the user says that k is equal to 5, then k nearest neighbor will consider 5 nearest neighbors of the input data point to determine which class should the input point be put in. But if k is equal to 1, then k nearest neighbor will consider only one nearest neighbor of the input data point. But don't confuse k nearest neighbor to k means clustering. First of all, k nearest neighbor is used for classification, whereas k means is a clustering tool. Now clustering is another machine learning algorithm. Now instead of dividing the data into classes, clustering groups the data based on their similarity. Again, here user will give the value of k, which means the number of cluster user wants to form. Suppose k is 3, then 3 clusters are selected. The centroid of each cluster is calculated by estimating the mean of the locations of each data point. Now suppose the system gets another input data point, so it will measure the distance of that data point to the centroid of the cluster, and then it will assign the data point accordingly into one of the clusters. Now the final algorithm is decision tree. Although decision tree uses classification and regression algorithms as well, but due to its different nature, I am actually putting it as a different algorithm altogether. Now decision tree consists of different nodes. The root node is from where a tree generates. Then there are lines extending from the nodes called branches. The leaf nodes are the ones that are present at the end without any sub-branches, whereas the internal nodes are the ones that are present in between, which has different branches. Now let's take an example. Suppose I want to buy a dress from online shopping site. Now at first I will select the dress which will fit into my budget, and thus it will become my root node. Then I will see the number of purchases of the dress. I can also see the reviews of the dress. If there are 5-star reviews, then I can actually go forward to buy the dress, which will be my leaf node. But now there are also something called random forest. This is more like an extension of decision tree where we have multiple decision trees. Suppose my company wants to know their best selling product. Now I have three criteria to decide, such as amount of purchase of the product or amount of free buys of the product or number of 5-star reviews. Now I can put any of these criteria in root node, internal node or leaf node. Based on that, I can have multiple decision tree, and every decision tree will tell me if the particular product is bestseller or not. If majority of the trees are calling the product a bestseller, then I will consider it as a bestseller, otherwise I won't. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you learned something from the video, please like, share and subscribe the channel for more content.